other hand, has celebrated her 68th independence this year also. Now, these numbers must summon a lot of interesting reflections concerning the fact that a Ghanaian pensioner retires at the age of 60, and the average life expectancy in Ghana is about 66 years. Put differently, Ghana would have been reflecting on the progress she has made 8 years on after going into retirement, and 13 years after the loss of an illustrious son. Since the untimely and painful loss of our national gem, Professor John Evans Atta-Mills, our nation continues to relive his extraordinary good works and impact on national governance. Let me share a few with you. During the launch of the J.E.A. Mills Memorial Heritage in 2022, the then former president, now President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, eulogized the economic stability that this country experienced under the hand of the former tax expert. He described his former boss, J.E.A. Mills, as having achieved an unprecedented economic growth of 14%. This including both the oil and non-oil sectors. Here we learn that the leadership style of the late Prof. Mills contributed significantly to our economic fortunes. During the 2022 launch also, the chairman of the J.A. Mills Memorial Heritage, Mr. Alex Sebefia, stated the principles and values that the former president stood for, which this legacy lecture seeks to include or inculcate in our people. They are passion, excellence, J.A. Mills Memorial Lecture. I do so with deep emotion and profound humility, paying tribute not only to a president, but to a teacher, a mentor, and a father figure whose life significantly shaped mine and the lives of many others. As I prepare to share my reflections of Uncle Fifi, I am reminded of former President Muhammadu Buhari's words. He said, President Atta-Mills was a good man, a very good man, one of the very best from our continent. These words capture the essence of the man we honor today. My name is Charlotte Kesson-Smith Osei, and I had the extraordinary privilege of being taught commercial law by Dr. Mills, as he was, at the University of Ghana, Lagos, and later company law at the Ghana School of Law. More significantly, in 2011, he appointed me as chairperson of the National Commission for Civic Education, making me the first woman to hold that position in Ghana's history. Today, I speak as a mentee, reflecting on the profound impact of a teacher who saw potential where others saw youth, who offered opportunity where others saw inexperience, and who built bridges where others saw divisions. The theme for this year's memorial lecture is Atta-Mills, a case study for the Fourth Republic. I will be approaching this theme through three lenses. I will look at Prof as a man, Prof as a teacher, and Prof as a president. And then I will share the reflections of a mentee. It's important to look at Prof's character because his character defined everything he achieved, and his character is the reason why we're honoring him today. Prof was born on 21st July 1944 in Takwa, Western Region, and he tragically passed away on July 24th, 2012, just 3 days after his 68th birthday. But in those 68 years, Prof lived a life that exemplified the highest ideals of scholarship, public service, and human dignity. He was born to John Atta-Mills Sr., an educationist at Commended Teacher Training College, and Mercy Dawson Amwa. Young Fifi was a second child and the first son among 7 siblings.
From his father, we learn that he inherited a love of learning and teaching, and from his mother, he gained the gentle strength that would characterize his leadership style. His educational journey, as we've been told, took him from Honey Valley Methodist Primary School to an advanced level certificates in 1961 and 1963. At the University of Ghana, he completed his Bachelor of Law degree and Professional Law certificate in 1967. Mills's pursuit of higher education took him to the London School of Economics for his LLM in 1968, and in 1971 at the remarkably young age of 27. His selection as a Fulbright scholar to Stanford Law School in 1971 was not merely an academic achievement. It was a testament to Prof's character and potential. The Fulbright program chose him not just for his intellectual capabilities, but for his potential to be a bridge builder and a leader. At Stanford, his colleagues remember him as someone who listened more than he spoke, who asked thoughtful questions, and who approached every challenge with both intellectual rigor and human compassion. He was, in the words of one Stanford professor, a scholar gentleman in the truest sense of the term. Perhaps no quality defined Mills the man more than his humility. In a continent where political leaders are often known for high-handed approaches to power, Mills remained remarkably grounded throughout his life and presidency. His humility was not weakness, it was strength under control. This humility was evident in his famous declaration that I have always said that I will be president for all Ghanaians, whether they voted for me or not, and without consideration for which part of the country they come from. These were not mere campaign promises. They were the words of a man who truly understood that leadership is service and not privilege. His approach to leadership emboldened me personally on 2 occasions to tell him, while he was president, that I thought a decision he took was wrong, and in another case, the decision was unfair because he had not listened to the other party. Typical of Prof, he took the criticism very calmly. We argued as lawyers, and he told me, when you're president, you see things very differently. Eventually, in one of the matters, months later, I got a message from him. He said, you were right and I was wrong. That was an emotional moment for me and a great lesson in leadership. And I did learn that power that fears criticism is already bankrupt. In an era when political integrity often seemed like an oxymoron, Mills stood as a beacon of moral leadership. His integrity was not situational, it was absolute. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, current president of Nigeria, best captured this aspect of Prof in his tribute when Prof died. He said, President Atta Mills was a man with a profound, comprehensive intellect. Unlike many individuals whose public courage as a politician diverges negatively from the private persona, the private and public morals and practices of this man were undifferentiated. There was no seam dividing the public official from the private man. He was guided by a moral compass that did not waver according to the circumstance. Before President Tinubu knew this, those of us who were his students knew this already. Interesting story from first year. We had decided to go to London over the summer holidays to job. My first challenge, of course, was getting a visa. I went for the visa interview, and the official interviewing me asked me what I was going to do in London for 3 months. I told him I was going to see the sights. And he said, you're a law student. I said, yes. He said, okay. Can I advise you? I said, sure. He said, before you become a lawyer, make sure you become a better liar. Yes, J.E.M. Mills Memorial Lecture.
We believe that the youth are the future. Many of us have only limited years to stay in this world. The youth are the ones who are going to really enjoy the benefits that our nation has for the years to come. And they have an important responsibility to make sure that there are good outcomes that the future generations will enjoy. But of course, the responsibilities of the honest will be the ones before them to make sure that our efforts produce the kind of environment that will ensure that they enjoy high standards of living, which is prerequisite for peace, unity, and further development. Each one of us can be a boss in the future.
It is sad to note that for some time now, whenever the aircraft goes for either maintenance, repair, or overhaul, the date that is scheduled to return to Ghana keeps extending. It's extended for 2 months before, for 2.5 months before. And in this case, as we speak, the aircraft is still not in. We've been given a date, but I don't want to put that date out because I've been given too many dates. Air Force. You've given me too many dates, which did not materialize. So I don't want to put the date out. But we are hoping that this date that has been given, we will see the Falcon here in Ghana. However, it doesn't take away the fact that the presidential jet is sick. You heard the various multiple corrosion that I listed. I don't want to repeat it. The truth is that it is heavily corroded, and this is not the Air Force itself saying it. These are third independent eye parties putting out this in any way justify hiring or renting of luxurious aircrafts. Persistently, no way. I don't want to mention any former president's name, and I don't.
And I say there is a lot of difficulty that if that is the turn of event, then we in the minority, for the records, cannot be part of the swearing in. Yes, we cannot be part of the swearing in. As a result, we are working on it. And this one is specific to the swearing in. Other businesses will engage in it.
Whip on the minority whip to hold his fire. If he could not arrest anything at the Electoral Commission and could not arrest it at the police station, Mr. Chief Whip, Whip of the minority side, please hold your fire. Let the Speaker swear in the young lady. I know you didn't take her phone number. You can get the ceremonial speeches and comments. So I beg both sides of the House may make.
I hope you are going to respond to what he said, not your observation or comment.
Speaker, I will forever respect you. And the leader also knows that Order 5 is not in ambiguity. It's clear. And those powers of the Speaker cannot be challenged by the majority leader. Speaker, I seek your leave to make a preliminary comment, and then I think we can go ahead and do the swearing in. Speaker, I'm at your discretion, and I seek your blessing as a father of this House to give me the opportunity to make a short comment.
Honorable members, the Minority Chief Whip, on behalf of the minority, has given notice that they have something to say. And so that will be said after I have sworn in the candidate. The procedure we have is clear in the standing orders. If you go through standing order 67, you see the order of business in the House. Again, when you go through the guidelines for speakers in handling the business of the House, it's very clear, after reading the communication from the Electoral Commission, the Speaker is enjoined to invite the member to be sworn in. That is what is the procedure. And so I'm enjoined by the established procedure and the conventions to invite her to be sworn in. After that, the House is given the opportunity to make comments. And whatever comments you have, you are prepared to do that. But actions are not stated in the procedure.
Speaker, I'm very sorry, and I say there is a lot of difficulty that if that is the turn of event, then we in the minority, for the records, cannot be part of the swearing in. Yes, we cannot be part of the swearing in. So we are working on it. And this one is specific to the swearing in. Other businesses will engage in it.
Honourable members, by our Constitution and the culture of democracy, you have both rights and freedoms. And so it is within that context that they decided to walk out. So this is a walkout, it's not a boycott. And so they are entitled to do what they have done. That does not prevent us from carrying on with the business. Once we have the quorum to continue with business, we will continue with the business. So I will invite the Honourable Member-elect for the Ablekuma North constituency to proceed to the Speaker's dais to take the oath of allegiance and the oath of a Member of Parliament. Honorable members, we will first have to know which denomination are you swearing by, the Bible, the cross, or its affirmation, or by the...
I, Obin Arabina,
having been elected a member of Parliament,
having been elected a member of Parliament,
do in the name of the Almighty God swear
do in the name of the Almighty God swear
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Republic of Ghana,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Republic of Ghana,
as by law established,
as by law established,
that I will uphold,
that I will uphold,
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana,
and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana,
and that I will faithfully
and conscientiously
discharge the duties of a member of Parliament.
Discharge the duties of a member of Parliament.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Now you proceed to swear the oath of allegiance. I,
Obin Arabina,
do in the name of the Almighty God swear
do in the name of the Almighty God swear
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Republic of Ghana,
and allegiance to the Republic of Ghana,
as by law established,
that
I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of Ghana, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you.
Honorable members, I will now proceed to hand over to her the tools of our work. And so I have the first one being the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. And the second, the standing orders of the Parliament of Ghana.
Thank you.
I take this opportunity to congratulate the Honourable Member of Parliament for Ablekuma North constituency for an election. Honourable Member, you are welcome to the House. You have to proceed to append your signature to the oaths you've sworn and hand them over to the Clerk of Parliament. Once again, I congratulate you, being the youngest Member of Parliament. I urge you, please be punctual, be ever present in Parliament, be calm, listen more, learn from your colleagues, but please read everything, not only the Constitution and the standing orders. Read everything, because you are now the hope of the people in the constituency. They are looking up to you to do something to improve their lives. It is a trust. And this I pray you don't abuse. 4 years is just a day. You will go back to them, and they will assess you this time based on your performance. So please, don't be misled by any person. You fought the battle, others only supported you, but it was your picture and name on the ballot box. And so don't allow any person to change who you are. They voted for you, even though on a party ticket. But there are many members on that party in the constituency, but they voted for you. Please commit yourself to them and be the woman that you are. You are the makers of the world. We will always rely on you to keep us going.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is the 23rd of July, 2025. Let me welcome you to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Awudu Moro. It's always a pleasure to come your way. Big thanks to the Almighty God for giving us another privilege, a rare one indeed, of returning here to join the nation's conversation on what's happening in our dear country, Ghana. I'll start with the newspapers and what they're reporting on their various front pages. So Daily Graphic this morning says, children abandon school for marijuana. Farms in VR. There's Graphic, NIC GIA insurance fair tomorrow. Law backs development plan, a must. Na and Danny proposes. Attorney General discontinues case against Dufour, 7 others, recovers required funds. The Ghanaian Times. 962 small-scale mining licenses risk revocation, a lands minister. AG drops Unibank case against Dr. Dufour, others. Chieftaincy clash sparks fears in Adafua. Unauthorized VIP protection, a desist from it, Interior Minister warns. Daily Guide. SC quashes 5-year Kevin Taylor arrest warrant. Energy Ministry records 15.8 billion cedis irregularities report. And AG frees Kwabena Dufour. MPP boycotts Ablikuma North MP swearing in. Bahama Cares bill passed amid minority opposition. The Insight. Tension in police service over contract extension to stop guns in defiance of presidential directive. Anti-LGBTQ activists chase pastor as new book promoting LGBT rights continues to circulate. Chinese firms explore opportunities under Ghana's 24-hour economic program. Iran says no dialogue without U.S. pledge to stop aggression. Blood and betrayal. Chief's right-hand man arrested in shocking Amenam murder. Abula installs 2 new queen mothers. The Herald. IGP Yohono sparks trouble in police service with post-retirement contracts, puts Mahama's reforms and succession pledge in crisis. Attorney General gives reasons for dropping charges against Dufour and others. Supreme Court shreds Kevin Taylor's arrest warrant. Forestry Commission boss under fire over timber deals. Lands Minister moves in on him. VRA pays final respect to founding giant Erasmus Kalichi. Energy Minister applauds boss for operational efficiency. The Informer. Army trainees face dismissal over eligibility requirements. Politics is in my DNA. Napo, acting CJ flags ethical breaches thievery among lawyers. Not everyone can be president, Chairman Sabunso advises NPP. Minority criticizes 20% NHIF allocation to Mahama Cares. Ahead of media budget review, IEAG slams finance minister over exclusion. The Inquisitor, NPP flag bearership race, fake polls galore to hype aspirants. National security officials fingered in land grab at Gulf City. John Sampson family is grateful. Cash for army recruitment over Omaneboama. Chinese firms buy into 24-hour economy program. The Daily Statesman. Minority to petition Mahama on issues of great public concern. Speaker. Africa must not let history's wounds go unhealed. Experts call for sustainable energy reforms. AG stops before prosecution. Cites significant recoveries from Unibank collapse scandal. Supreme Court quashes arrest warrant against Kevin Taylor. Accra Times. Zaneto appointed to Pan-African Parliament. Mahama Cares, a bold plan Akando. New initiative to tackle chronic diseases. NIB post gains under new leadership. And NPA engages stakeholders on draft petroleum consumer complaints guidelines. Be who you are, Babin tells Ablekuma North MP. And there's also Unite for Regional Transformation. Mahama Yariga urges Northern MPs, do not allow NDC attacks to weaken you. Osahene Afenyo Ma King. Daily Post, Supreme Court quashes 2020 High Court walkout. There's also leadership is quiet, preparation, serve with integrity. Chief of Staff urges youth. Timber concessions he gave covering protected areas. So yeah, that's it for the front.
iPhone papa ye wo homa
so open iPhones accessories papa dia menhwe baby a
me ma akwa ba EBA phones and accessories.
Sebani EBA, yeton iPhones any ho accessories. iPhone 50 XL cost 16 Pro Max. Accessories ye wo charger, AirPods, any iPhone ho akade nyina. Yanoma ye ni sikapudu e de beto iPhone. Say ya ankrankre, boja, and na say abon adwuma ye phone nyina. For 40% beji iPhone bia ope. Na ni aka no, wo de bosome miensa. Etua ne nkakra. E kwan ya obefa so de achi ani. Dial *713*5571#. Oba, Sheno Sekomo, any tip tolling, any modern photos and chenhua. Afenso, Sauba American Moa, yani odor rice and a din sheni. Kuma senso ye wo edum, Central Prisons runabout, a jekum abun signing. Freya, our numbers nebu screen is no. EBA.
Hello, my friends. My name is Calkit Toothpaste. Wow. I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Calkits, happy smile.
Buy affordable service plots and lands from estate masters. currently selling our next cottage, located at the newly proposed airport city, with a starting price of 25,000 Ghana cedis. Park Hills, located at Panfukuro in the Gomwa East District, also with a starting price of 15,000 Ghana cedis. Available also is Coastal Park in Lakpleku, which is a 15-minute drive from the Ningo Senior High School, having a starting price of 55. Any enquiries, contact the number.
I'm here at Mycom JA Limited to show you the Promethean Active Panel, the ultimate tool for corporate institutions, hospitals, schools, and your home. With its crystal clear 4K display and an unbreakable screen with an ultra responsive touch technology. This isn't just a screen, it's a game changer. For corporate institutions and in schools, this active panel can be used for Zoom meetings and PowerPoint presentation. And oh, your homes are not left behind. You can use it to watch all your favorite programs by just connecting to a Fire Stick, and you can get access to channels like Netflix and Amazon, and voila, you are in there. At Mycom JA Limited, we provide you with the best quality products from the United States of America with 1-year warranty. You can get an active panel at a discounted price of 18,000 Ghana cedi only, and it comes with a Fire Stick, a webcam, and a micro system. You can locate us at Chado Container behind the Trade Fair. Visit.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson,
Me didn't tum. Mr. Friend Kalika, just call me cockroach.
Now, Mr. Friend, me once now.
Hey, that's a new. Improve car. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the accent. Me did it, Sasso spray. Mr. Friend Sasso quell. Yeah, go to my Sasso.
Hi, my name is Fred McBagon-Lurie, President of Academic Knowledge. Knowledge is power. And once Africans start to internalize knowledge, you see the level of development that we attain here. The Tycoon Africa Conference is a convergence of influencers and professionals from across the continent, folks that are interested in marketing and ICT. At this conference, you meet marketers from across the African divide, from Southern Africa, from Zimbabwe, from Kenya, from Uganda, and experts who will be sharing the African experience in marketing and ICT. This is an opportunity you will not want to miss. At this conference, you will meet people working at the forefront of AI, ICT integration, using new tools and emerging technologies, marketers who are at the forefront of pushing this agenda, and more importantly, it will be an avenue for us to encounter policy.
All right, you're live on Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. The show, remember, is also live on 94.1 FM. That's on your radio dial. So joining us this morning, it's a man who hasn't been here in a long time. He went AWOL, but he tells me this morning when he walked into the studio that he's back for good. And he had his reason why he went, as we say, boys say, he went under G, but he's back now. And so refreshing to see him or hear from him. I'm talking about the man who is a former MP for Tema East, also a former Deputy Transport Minister. He is also a former Greater Accra Regional Minister, and is also the former MD for the Valco Aluminium Company Limited, called Valco. And at some point, he wanted to become the national organizer of the New Patriotic Party. Unfortunately, that did not happen. But he went on a media tour and talked about the fact that what for him was more important was the unity of the party. And so once there was unity, for him, that suffices. I'm talking about the man, Daniel Nikwate Titus Glover. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Onugwa. Long time. Oh, where's I cry there? It's been almost 2 years. I don't know.
Oh, not 2 years.
Or a year and a bit. Since you made an appearance on the morning.
A year.
Okay.
Because, first of all, let me say
yes.
Good morning to your cherished viewers and to my mentor, my big brother.
Uncle Kwesi, as we affectionately call him.
I've missed him so much. I have great respect for him.
Except you don't look for him. You don't know where Uncle Kwesi lives. This is not good.
Moro.
This is a massive indictment on you.
I take it in my stride.
Okay.
Because I'm the younger one.
Okay.
It is my duty to look for where he lives.
Yes.
He also reciprocates.
Yes.
But we'll talk it over after here. I live in Committee 12, near Assemblies of God in Temple.
On behalf of the...
So apologies.
On behalf of the Pratt family, my unofficial capacity, let me say that apology accepted.
Thank you.
I don't want Mr. Kwesi to know this one. I'll find it.
Thank you.
Let me accept it on your behalf. For the first time.
Thank you.
Well, good to see you. And you're looking good. You're looking really, really hale and hearty,
Actually, I decided
to exercise, diet?
I was a former footballer, you know. I played at Fina.
No, maybe I position you try.
Intra 7, intra 9.
Oh, okay.
I was a striker.
Okay. Well, in modern football, you could easily be made a false 9.
Sharp. Sharp.
I see.
So I've been quite just observing from the flanks just to see what is happening. NDC has come to office. I decided to stay away, just observe. They finish forming their government. Then I can be in a good position to make my voice known. And of course, there are a lot of things to talk about.
Right.
For the past 6 months and 23 days in July. So I'm back and I'm contesting for the national organizer of my party.
Again?
In the intro, yes, I'm going again. I lost like that.
Yeah, very slim.
Yeah.
I agree.
I won the popular votes, the regional popular vote, about 11 ranges out of the 16.
Wow.
The last time. So
impressive.
I've been called to come back to restructure the party, the organizational wing. I met Nanado as an organizer, Kwashigan, may so rest in peace. He has trained me together with Lord Kome, who also was the national organizer.
Yes.
My way of doing things, I'm not that loud. My thing is always the training, Kwesi, Nanado, and Shishi and Co gave us. It's a submarine thing.
Submarine.
We don't talk.
It's more effective,
on the ground.
And
that's showed in my results in the national organizer. Because I thought I was going to be a pushover.
Not many people gave you a dog's chance, actually.
They thought I'm going to be a pushover.
Yeah.
But by grace and determination,
you did very well.
I did my best to make sure we do the best. You need a mature hand to change the narrative and the way we do things. Everything's not about social media.
Yeah.
It's not about social media.
I get it.
You know,
in fact,
so,
I'm happy actually you brought this matter up because they're going to have a conversation about what people feel should be the priority of the party, which is to change its image, because its image at this point in time is at the lowest. I'll come back to you on that. Okay. But let me officially welcome Kwesi. Mr. Kwesi Pratt Jr. is the managing editor of the Insight newspaper, and a very interesting story is on the front page of the Insight newspaper today. Please grab a copy. And Kwesi, good morning. It's good to see you.
Good morning,
Hope
sir.
You're doing very well.
Well, surviving.
It's always a pleasure to have you join us. You know, Kwesi is one person who, anytime he misses the show, the calls we get, hey, that was.
Yes.
I get Uncle Kwesi Babi just one day, po. What is happening? You know, I
He's a
think
brand.
because of Uncle Kwesi and I told him, but say the man, Charlie, why? You know the man rests for. Anyway, so yeah, you're about to say something about changing the face of the party, eh?
So clearly, I can speak for myself because I realize that political parties have organization. It's about how you structure your organization,
right.
how you can propel the party right from the base, you know, is very, very critical. And for me, that is how I want to build from. Yes, some of the party supporters and activists have been a bit unhappy with the way we did things. But hey, these are party. There's a need for us to engage, go to them, listen to them, and find a way to patch up so that we'll be able to build this party all over again, right from the base. And for me, that is the essence for which I wanted to come in to look at it. I've been an assembly member before. When you look at my background, I contested for assembly elections in Ashibo electoral area in Committee 1. Because he knows them so well. Site 3, Site 4, Site 5, Site 6, Site 7, all the way to Site 11. And I was in assembly from 1998 to 2002 when Honorable Nia Mashte was the mayor of Tema under President Rawlings.
Right.
He's the most effective and efficient mayor Tema I've ever had. I can stick my neck out anytime I have the opportunity to talk about Honorable Nia Mashte. At the time, Adentang, Obujo, Ashama, Bonkatamanso, including Tema West, were all part of the Tema municipality. And you could see how vast the whole area was. I was a member of the executive committee, now called the authority or something. I've been an activist right from the base of our party in 1992. I've been a pooling agent, I've been a party agent, I've been assistant secretary of the party, I've been a regional campaign team member at the time of Jacob Echemlande in the 2000 elections, a member of the national campaign team 2008-2012. I've been a member of the Nanado's campaign during his presidential primaries, 2010 and 2014, actively involved in all this. A member of the party's communication for over 20 years, making sure we market our party and all that. So I've been an MP for 8 years. I've served as a member of the appointment committee for 8 years, a ranking member for the Committee of Trade, Industry and Tourism, and later became the chairman of the other committee before President Nado appointed me as a Deputy Minister for Transport. I've been a CEO of VACO, I've been a Deputy Minister of Transport, and until recently a Regional Minister. So I've seen it all. How to manage people, how to deal with people. And that's work that we do, you talk less and listen more. I'm not a type that is so boisterous and every day you want to show up. No, I give respect to everybody, right from the down up there. So it is out of this background, what I've learned in politics, like people like my senior brother here, and a lot of people out there, that you tap into those glories that they have, that I'm bringing on board to this ticket as a national organizer to change the face of our party. We look a bit, our performance in the last election was not the best. It doesn't mean that Ghanaians have forgotten us. There are things that we did that we shouldn't have done. So what do we do? These are part of the structures that I want, with the new team that will come up, to be able to build the MPP organization wing and to make it attractive to the people of this country. The Nasara is under the national organizer, the youth organizer, and the women organizer are all under the national organizer. We need to have a comprehensive overhaul of organizational structure of our party that will be able to propel and go and market our candidate, whoever is elected, to the people of this country. So this is what I bring to the fore.
Right. Let me tell our viewers that this is actually not supposed to be part of our conversation today, but then it dovetails into something which has already played out in the public domain. I'm talking about your just ended National Delegates Conference. But before we even get to that, so first of all, how long have you been nursing this ambition? And I'm asking because, you know, I think it must have been 2022.
Yeah.
Yes, when you lost the contest, the national organizer contest. And subsequently, you became VACO MD and so on and so forth. At what points did you say that, look, I think that I need to put my heart in the ring again, as far as the national organizer?
Very good question. What really happened was that I wanted to go back to Parliament when I lost in 2020. But in this business of parliamentary practice, sometimes the work that we do the sacrifices that we do. People don't appreciate it. Internally, I lost my election because of internal struggle. I don't want to mention names on your platform. People internally worked against me to make sure I lose. It came into my attention after I've lost and I was making reflections and I really saw the picture within. And this party politics that we do, the internal fight is more serious than the external one. So I decided that, look, I'll not go back. So you recall there was some statement, Kwesi, that those of us who lost elections are not going to give an appointment again.
Yes.
So it really affected me.
Wow.
So nothing is going to come up.
It affected you, and what was the name of the chap who lost the
Okoboy and other
so
things.
Yeah.
And the first person to benefit from that was Haji Alima.
Yes.
She was appointed ambassador to the US.
America, yes.
So it took time. So I was looking around.
Hindsight, that was a bad policy. But anyway, we'll
so
talk about that some other time.
When I decided not to go again, because if because of this witch hunting, rivalry, and let me just leave. Anybody else should come, because the NDC cleverly carved Tema East out to its present form. Hitherto, Tema Newtown, Committee 1, Committee 4, Committee 7, 8, 9, 10, the light industrial area, the whole of the ports, and the heavy industrial area was the Tema East. And you could see that the accounts are normally from Committee 4, 7, 8, and 9. That is where the votes are. We're beating the NDC over 30,000 votes. So they cleverly took that one out and left Committee 1, Newtown, the main port, the fishing port, and the heavy industrial area. And they took Committee 4, 7, 8, and 9, 6, 10, 11, 12 to form Tema Central in 2012. And it took me 45 days to win that seat for the MPP. I held it for the second term in 2016. I won. Then the internal fight began. So eventually, when I decided not to contest again, and no opponent was coming to me, I said, I can do this work. In fact, I was then even going for the General Secretary. When the President sent Henry Kwoti and Nana Kumia, Sami Jevi, sorry, guess Sami Jevi, Sami Oku, sorry.
Sami Oku, yes.
To come and talk to me. He said, look, please, just leave it for him to. And I said, I will try to organize her. So I put my name up. I taught the whole of the 276 courses twice. And I was doing my campaign. Few. And then, apart from the Ashanti votes,
your party's rank and file is so down. It's very unhappy. You know, the morale is perhaps at its lowest because of how the government at the time did certain things. You know, and don't you think it's such a daunting task to try and lift their mood up and lift their morale up, to get them to, to come on board again?
This is not the first time that we'll be in the opposition. In fact, after the overthrow of the Buzia government in 72, from 72 to 2000 is quite a long time. And President Kufuor led our party into victory. Look at that period. Then we went to opposition again in 2008. By the grace of God, it took the Nado to bring us to power again. So this is not the first time that we'll be in opposition. But in situations like that is where you need matured and other attributes of personalities like us. I've told you, in this politics that we're doing, Taflache, a madman who has a vote, you should be able to reach that person and find a way to talk to him or her. This is a time you need people with that blemish, people that can be appealing to these party people. How do you bring them all together? So at least when you speak, they will listen. Because you cannot be an organizer and always be at the top. Your work is on the ground. You need to be in the constituencies and the police stations and the electoral areas. Your mere presence, even how you address them, how you respect them, how you receive them, speaks for you. When I was a deputy minister at the Ministry of Transport, then to VACO, then to regional administration. Moro, I'm not that politician that always want to demean people, disrespect people. I treat everybody the same. I give respect to everybody. And that has been my indelible mark in all these areas that have worked. Go to VACO, they'll tell you. Go to transport, they'll tell you. And come to RCC. We need to value and respect people. I don't behave like a techie, that you get power, then you raise your shoulder and throw your weight around. No. I'm serving. I'm providing a service given to me by the people of this country. That will be given to me by our party people. So why do I have to lord it over them? People open their mouth, the kind of words, the kind of things that they say can throw you off. No, that is not me. My mother and my spouse are my people who checks me anytime I'm coming out to speak. Be careful the way you talk. Don't insult. You can criticize. But find a way to make your criticism known forcefully without insulting. Where a party have reached now, you need a mature brain and hand that can stretch the hand. We are sorry. Forgive us. Let us all come together and build this party and present to the Ghanaian people again. It's a period of atonement. I admit we did something that we shouldn't have done, but we forgive us. Please forgive us and look at us again. And for me, that is the task I want to see myself. Some people said, Kwesi, I should contest for General Secretary. Some said I should go for National Chairman. I said, hold on there. What's the work I wanted to do is to build a party as an organizer. So let me start from there. I'm not interested in the General Secretary or chairmanship. Not that I cannot do, I can do it. I can do it well. But the organizer is equally an important office that when you work well, it will speak for you. So for me, I want to take this opportunity and platform to appeal to all party members. Whatever we have done, and you are not comfortable, please forgive us. And let's come together. Let's forget it. We are stronger when we are united. And to tap into the phrase of President Kufuor, that it's better to be a what? A porter or a cleaner or in the ruling government than a proud general secretary in a position. That statement that he made is so deep. So deep. And anytime I reflect on it. So tomorrow, I'm here to serve.
I see.
And I want to work.
Well,
because there's no constituency in this country I don't know.
Yeah.
Moro,
you've been around.
From the north, when you using the eastern corridor, yeah? Yes. From Tema to Asekuma, to Peki, to Pando, to Nkonya, to Katanga, you reach Dambai. We have 18 constituencies in the northern region now. When you cross Loti, you go to Borai, Buya, then you enter Pandai. From Pandai, you go to Wulensi. From Wulensi, you go to Bimila. From Bimila, you go to Yendi. When you go straight, you are going to Gushegu. You can branch towards what do you call it? Nantong and Karaga. But just behind Yendi, it can take you all the way to Tatali and Zabzugo and Sabuba. You come back and come and do Miao. You go back to Tamale and do Sablugu. You do Kumbongo. You do Tolong. Sanarugu, Tamale, the 3 constituencies. There is no constituency I don't know. If you give me 15 minutes, I can mention all. And I know every constituency.
I don't know what you've been thinking.
Well, I think all we can do is to wish him well. Give him our best wishes. And that's all we can do. Unfortunately, you and I cannot vote in that election.
No, we can't.
So we can wish him well. And I wish him well.
How daunting do you think this task would be? You have said it time and again that the party needs to do some deep introspection and reflection on how far they've come. Looking at the just ended elections, I don't know, is that a very high mountain he intends to climb from where you sit?
Well, elections within political parties in Ghana, even for the dying, moribund, small parties. It's not an easy task.
Right.
The volume of resources required is something. I mean, you talk to those who contest, even in the so-called small parties and so on. It's not an easy task. So, first of all, there's the problem of gathering the resources. And then there's the problem of the energy that is expended on these campaigns. Some people think that Ghana is a small country because we have a population of 32 million and so on. But start traveling around the country and you see that it's a very tedious exercise, especially with the kind of roads that we have, the infrastructure that we have, makes traveling around the country particularly difficult, you understand? And then also there's the question of alliances which are formed in these elections. You ought to belong somewhere. You can hardly win an election. So it's not an easy task. It's a very difficult task. And in the case of the New Patriotic Party, the difficulty is amplified also by the fortunes of the party itself. The fortunes of the party appear to be dwindling now. Now, it can actually, to some extent, become irrelevant in Parliament. The NDC has 2/3. There's no decision that the NDC by itself, and without the support of the NPP members of Parliament, cannot take. That's a big blow, you understand? But hey, he's been through the ranks. I've known him for many years. He was very active in the movement for freedom and justice and Alliance for Change and so on. So I wish him well.
So quite clearly his work is cut out for him.
Well, it's a difficult job.
It's a very difficult job.
It's a very difficult job under these circumstances. And it's my brother and my friend. I used to call him comrade. I'm not so sure whether I can call him comrade now, but I wish him well. Yes.
That was, can we call you comrade?
I don't mind. Between
Hello,
the two of us.
patriot.
I'm a patriot.
Yeah, patriot.
Between the two of us, it's comrade. It's fine. I'm a patriot.
So it's got to be properly defined there. What is comrade? What this comradeship is about.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think we need to do this. We need to take a little breather. When we come back, we'll just touch just briefly on some of the reforms that have happened. Chairmanship position. If you are, if you are serving in the government, once you get you have ambitions, you have to resign. If you're a party person, you're appointed, you have to, relinquish your party position and so on and so forth. We'll look at some of those ones briefly, and then we'll get on to some more substantive issues that have come up. Please stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana.
iPhone papa. Ye wo homa.
So open iPhones accessories papa dia menhwe baby a.
Me ma akwa ba EBA phones and accessories.
Sebani EBA, yeton iPhones any ho accessories. iPhone 50 XL cost 16 Pro Max. Accessories ye wo charger, AirPods, any iPhone ho akade nyina. Yanoma ye ni sikapudu e de beto iPhone. Say ya ankrankre, boja, and na say abon adwuma ye phone nyina. For 40% beji iPhone bia ope. Na ni aka no, wo de bosome miensa. Etua ne nkakra. E kwan ya obefa so de achi enyi. Dial *713*5571#. Oba, sheno so se wo de wo Ghana card. Eni nia e kire se wo ye adwuma. hwehwɛ ye twa kwan e wo circle mo any tiptoe lane ye ni modern photos enchen ho a afei so se wo ba American mall ye ni odo rice e na di nhwani kuma senso ye wo edum Central Prisons runabout ajekum abonsan ni mo Freyen e wo numbers na ebu screen is no EBA phones no hassle cry.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
I'm a branch manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual marks. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your nation, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Time aso. Hey, Jay. Watch it. Abozig. Akache say no ya konate and the more drink woman. Hey. But I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her old days. Hey, Jay. Dabio, baby wom. Ready? Hey, baby wom. Jay. I'll cause some discomfort. Sorry, well, uncle, where would I die? Why your funeral? At your phone for Aerofield Trading. Sorry, it killed them all.
No mum share nanda danya wash mosquito call is to do woman. Na say spray with them musa. Try sima a dronum and sana ko dynamo.
And Kratoi FDA Ajatum.
Quarter titles Glover. Yes, I need to get arrangement. New Patriotic Party. He's here with us, and also Mr. Kwesi Pratt Jr., who's the managing editor of the Insight newspaper. Yes, we're talking about the.
This your question.
Okay.
Permit me to make some few remarks on this Kevin Taylor.
Okay. Matter.
Okay. At the Supreme Court. I don't know how often you've been watching Kevin on his podcast that is all over the social media. And his appetite not to deal with issues by the penchant of insulting everybody. A typical example is a 2472. The Ashanti king. You can drag him to the mud. Say all kinds of things against this revered king. You sit back and you watch and you ask, Hasn't this gentleman got a father and an elder to speak to? The Ochihini and other prominent people in this country insulted everyone just like that. And what brought about this? Because the matter has been determined, so we can speak on it. They are during the trial of the NCA $4 million matter. He made a statement that the judge at the time, the High Court judge at the time, Justice Eric Chebafo, was elevated to the Court of Appeal to do the bidding of the MPP government at the time. And the judge felt scandalized and an attack to the justice delivery system. So he needs to be invited to come and justify the reason why or prove that Justice Chebafo is doing the bidding of the MPP government. This is a lawyer, a judge with so much integrity, who has distinguished himself at the bench, for him to be scandalized like that. And in fact, the bench warrant was issued to the police to make sure they effect his arrest. This gentleman has been coming to Ghana and the full protection of the NDC government, national security. They protect him. A fugitive who is invited to court, then the sitting government and their security operative will protect the gentleman. I thought the president, during his swearing-in when he held the sword, said he wanted to defend the constitution, protect it. So if a fugitive is invited by the court, would rather be protected by the state. I feel so bad. And when President Mama at the time, when he was campaigning, when he described the Supreme Court as unanimous FC, when he met you remember he met the NDC lawyers.
Right.
He was addressing them. He was dissatisfied about the decisions of the Supreme Court. He described as unanimous FC. At a point, he even spoke that there's a need to cap appointment of judges to the Supreme Court. So the latter part of our office, there were 2 judges that were supposed to have joined the Supreme Court. They were vetted by Parliament.
Right.
But the minority then blocked that. Immediately, President Mama was sworn in. He has appointed 7. Out of the 7, 3 of them sat on this matter.
Right.
I'm talking about consistency. If you said because of the appointment of more judges to the bench at the Supreme Court was not right, and you spoke against it, where is the consistency here? So you came and you brought 7 people. So how do you describe those judges? These are competent. When you listen to their vetting at Parliament, you could see that they are deep in the law. It is not by politics, but because of commentary that you have passed. How will people see these judges who are sitting on the Supreme Court bench? It's not right. It's not right at all. And for the state to defend this, to protect this boy, you are giving him the license with this judgment. Because when I was reading, he said that because he was not giving hearing or the Atom Pattern rule, he was not given the opportunity to come and defend himself. But the man is sitting in America. He throws the bomb on social media. It is a duty of the police when he assumes office as government, instead of you protecting him, you ask him to go and defend himself. But the Supreme Court have spoken. What they have done is to give him license to insult everybody, including me and Kwesi. If he's doing the broadcast, speaking on issues, I mean this, that, everybody will be happy and applaud him. It is important he takes insult out of the work that he does and deal on issues so that all of us will applaud him. But to focus on insults against the real business that he does, I don't think he's doing himself good. He's a young man. This is a free advice to him. He should take a lesson, because without the national security operative, can he come to Ghana? He cannot, because he has a family here. He loves to come to visit his family here in Ghana. But anytime you want to come, you have to come under protection. He was even wearing those masks. Do you have coronavirus here? Do we have coronavirus? Now you want to disguise yourself and wear nose masks. The very flight that you flew from the US to Ghana, where you were sitting, there was a Ghanaian sitting next to you. You are known. Now I want to cover your face with nose masks so you not be identified. But here you are. You should move away from the insult and deal with issues. You should learn from the journalists we have. We should learn from them, so that we all support him and commend him whatever he does is work. But to go and insulting people as Antony or Tufo, Duncan Williams, I mean, this prominent man of God, respected man of God, Taflache. If his son is ill, do you use that to insult him? Moro, maybe it was an Kevin Taylor can use this man of God. There are men of God in the Bible whose children have challenges. So if this man of God, the Fletcher, has a sick son, do you use that to insult him? We don't do that. It is not fair. So for me, this is what I want to tell him, that look, you should move away from the insult and focus and do a better thing for this country. Now back to your concern about the...
But before you go back to those concerns, I think that you've raised issues which are worthy of examination. See, first of all, the claim has been made that the national security is protecting him. I cannot verify that claim. But it's a claim which has been made by you and one or two others. What I like to say is that if anybody feels very strongly that the law has been violated, there are processes for seeking redress. You understand what I'm saying? So there are processes for seeking redress if you feel that the state has offended the law. I don't see any offense to the law, but if you think strongly that the state has offended the law, there are processes. The second issue that I like to raise is this old maxim that those who seek equity ought to come with clean hands. And I don't see many clean hands in this business. I don't want to go into details, you understand? But I don't see many clean hands in this exercise. Now, the other point is that the warrant of arrest has actually been vacated by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has thrown it out because, according to the Supreme Court, by a 4-1 decision, it lacks merit. Okay. I want to believe that the Supreme Court made that decision in conformity with the law as understood by the judges who sat on that panel. And I want to believe, as my brother here and his party have always said, that we have an independent judiciary. If they now say that we don't have an independent judiciary, we are ready to examine the facts that they will put forward. But all along, they insisted that we have an independent judiciary, in spite of the fact that the president who has just exited office appointed the vast majority of judges sitting on our courts, and so on. So that's all I like to say for now. I mean, the most important point is the point about those who seek equity ought to come with clean hands. There are some things which have been said, but actually officials of some of the parties, including the New Patriotic Party, we cannot be repeated on air. You understand? So why do we focus attention on Kevin Taylor? And Kevin Taylor is not a boy. He's not a boy. He's a full-blown journalist and so on. He's not a boy. Why do we focus just the attention on him and ignore all the others who are actually holding elected political office and what they say? That's my problem.
You know,
Moro, MPP will continue to insist that our judiciary are independent. Even now, in my remark, I said that at the vetting of these 7 appointed judges by the president, you could see that the understanding of the law is deep. I'm not against it. MPP is not against the appointment. But I'm talking about consistency. Yesterday, you said appointment of judges to the Supreme Court was bad. They should be capped. Then the next morning, when you assume office, you shift from your own statement and come and do the reverse. And that is the consistency I'm talking about. We firmly believe in the, what do you call it? The independence of the judiciary. The work that they are doing will support them. We will never attack them. I sitting here will never attack judges. I'm a law student coming up and I want to be like them one day. It's about the consistency is what I'm talking about. Okay? That's it.
But even there, there's a big problem.
What is the problem?
A huge problem.
I mean, the problem here.
Consistency to what end? For its own sake. And when we're talking about the judiciary, given all the constraints that we have and so on, the important things we're looking for is an independent judiciary.
Right.
Which would handle cases on the basis of the law as understood by the judges. So if that is guaranteed, what are you doing with consistency? What are you doing with consistency? Consistency which will become an aberration in terms of the application of the law and so on. Is that what we're looking for? Consistency for its own sake? And in any case, unless I'm wrong, and Moro, I think that we can appoint you as the judge in this matter. During the campaign, I heard President Mahama say that to reset the judiciary and so on, it will become necessary to appoint more judges.
Right.
He said that in his campaign.
Right.
So where is the inconsistency?
I just don't want us to drag this, and that's why I've been quiet, because it was actually not meant to be substantive.
Didn't want to drag
I understand you.
I mean, you can see that I've been very restrained in the comments that I've made. But
except that we also allow our guests occasionally to, to make a public commentary on matters that he's not
especially esteemed guests like this one.
And so we just allow the honorable titles to make those comments. But I think that those who have ears have heard you.
Yeah, they've heard me. We can go on and on.
And talking about the judiciary and the law and so on, there's something which I find extremely interesting in this morning's edition of the Informer.
Yes.
I don't know if you have seen it.
Yes, I know the story you're talking about.
It's a report of the acting Chief Justice. I mean, speaking about ethics, ethical breaches and thievery and so on. And it's very interesting. And I'd just like to read 2-3 short paragraphs of the story in the Informer. I think it's on page 4 of the Informer. It says, speaking at the commissioning of the University of Professional Studies, Accra Law School Moot Court, Justice Bafuboni cited a disturbing example involving a lawyer accused of stealing a colleague's mobile phone at the Tema Court. This is Justice Bafuboni. According to him, shockingly, the lawyer reportedly took part in the search for the missing phone.
Can you imagine?
Pretending to be innocent, only to be later caught attempting to sell the stolen device. I think it's okay, I won't continue. This is the acting Chief Justice.
I thought you just wanted to draw my attention to this off air. I didn't know you wanted to bring it on air. I'm sorry, man.
But isn't it interesting?
No,
Boss, isn't it interesting? Look at this.
It's actually ridiculous.
I mean, the very person who stole the phone
was involved in the search.
Can you imagine?
It's not the very person. It's the very lawyer.
The very lawyer
who stole the phone in open court in the Tema Court.
So he was caught by the cameras,
Took part in the search for the phone. And then he was later caught trying to sell the phone that he has stolen in court.
Yes.
This one is name and shame.
Oh, man.
Name and shame.
This is a disclosure.
This lawyer is a properly trained one.
This is the disclosure by the acting Chief Justice himself.
Yes. He should be summoned before the General Legal Council.
It's terrible.
So he makes other comments to that effect.
Okay.
He says, for example, that the sort of infractions and ethical breaches that appear before the disciplinary committee of the General Legal Council make you wonder where the world is heading. Justice Bafuboni lamented.
Very profound, eh? Very, very profound. Anyway, so back to the MPP, Honorable Titus Glover. I talked about the reforms that your party is undertaking, but closely related to that is a certain concern that, look, for a party that lost so abysmally in the last elections, and to see people already peaking ahead of time, we've seen so far about 7 people who are expressing interest in, leading the party in the 2028 elections. And the party's inability to rein them in and to tell them that, look, this is not the most important now, because the party ought to be organized first before, which is like, you remember the jockey horse analogy. If the horse is not prepared for the race, it doesn't matter which jockey sits on it, you'll have a problem. But the party is struggling to do that. And so the party, in its wisdom, National Council in its wisdom, thinks that to be able to contain the situation and not to deepen the existing, confusion in the party and the fractures in the party, let's quickly do a delegates congress, or let's do a congress next year, January. What you did was conference. So I'm talking about the presidential, the congress that would elect a flag bearer in January. Now, what difficulty? So 2 questions in one. For you, what for you are the most critical reforms that the party has undertaken, which do you think that would help in the reorganization, of its reorganization? Because you are hoping to become the main arrowhead, the person who's going to reorganize the party. So you tell me that. And then 2, do you agree with those who say that all these persons or individuals who are going around saying that they want to lead the party, somebody should be able to talk to them and tell them to hold on, and that's not the most important thing now? The party ought to be organized first before you even think about leading the party. Or people should just be allowed to do as they please. Remember that at the just ended conference, there were talks about some persons being given undue advantage over others and so on and so forth. Put all of that in this proper context for us.
Thank you very much. Maro, in every society, in any groupings, there are times that there are challenges. In the midst of these challenges, you need to remain focused. You need to build teams. You need to make sure you bring everybody together and confront those challenges that you have ahead of you. Fair, we went to election and we have lost. So what do? Some of the majority of our party supporters are not happy the way we handle things. So people are talking. And for me, I love people to talk. Because when you stop them from talking, it becomes a problem. So you engage them, allow them to flow. Then at the end of the day, we'll see what we could do to change the face of our party and all that. I am in support because of the early elections of our flag bearer.
Okay.
For 2 or 3 reasons.
Okay.
The main principals who wanted to contest for the flag bearership elections, they are not engaging in any personal attacks or anything against each other.
Okay.
But sometimes they are supporters. The heat, the way we troll at each other. And you see, when we begin to make all these unsavory remarks against ourselves, you see Samijefi hanging there, taking notes. Whoever is elected will use the same negative words, those unsavory words, to attack us. So you could see that the concentration and the heat that is ongoing is important. We'll try to take it off from there. I agree, from 92, in the inception of the party, we always started from the base. From polling station, to electoral area, to constituency, to region, then national. Then you add up at the flag bearership. And after every election, the reconciliation is always a problem. That was how I suffered in 2020. I am the city member of parliament for 2 terms. You want to take my seat from me with the support of senior members of the party. I said, no, I'll defend my seat. Even when I have won, effort to reconcile was unsuccessful. My brother was totally unsuccessful. Reconciliation is about 30 to 40% of the victory that you needed in every elections. I told you that internal fights, wranglings, are more dangerous than the external ones. And it's in both parties. So, let's quickly organize and get this off. During the Professor Michael Quay committee's work, yes, when they went around all over the 270, it was some of the suggestions that members of the party brought across.
Okay.
It was not something that was imposed. It was one of the important suggestions that came up. Let's try and do it early. And when you do that, and you unite early, you also have about 3 years to market your presidential candidate. Because you're not in government.
Right.
Currently, in the past, we have 2 years when you're in opposition to elect a flag bearer. But with this arrangement, you have 3 years that you're able to touch every corner, every base, every hamlet to market your presidential candidate. And by that time, the unity that we all thrive for has been successful. We have moved away from that. Now, you spoke about somebody being given unfair advantage against others.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you sit back and you hear, and this unfair advantage mostly is against the former Vice President, His Excellency, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, that has been given unfair advantage over the others. At the conference, I heard that the various banners that were hoisted along the stretch of Okpongolo all the way to the conference grounds. You see Professor Buzia, you see President Kufuor, you see President Nanado, you see Aliu Mahama, former Vice President, you see Dombo, you see J.B. Dankwa, including Dr. Bawumia himself, a former Vice President. And there was this pressure that they should take his name out.
Why?
It's part of this what you are discussing. Because it's an interested party in this up and coming.
But the Vice President has not declared that
he
wants to go for.
So eventually it was taken off.
Yeah, but he hasn't declared that he wants to go.
I'm coming. So that was taken off. Now at the conference grounds, they say why he should not come to address. Immediate past flag bearer. Immediate past vice president. Because he's an interested party. They said, no, don't give him the chance to come and talk. And the words that he came to share with us was nothing to say that it is so bad. It's about political consistency and how we can bridge unity among our ranks. So someone said that why don't the aspirants also begin? They are different people.
Why are they different?
Because they've not been vice president before.
But you talked about the vice president being an interested party, even though...
But that conference was not an election.
But people
The
were complaining.
The conference was for the general secretary to give an account,
yes,
the national treasurer to give his financial report, then the second leg was about the amendments of our...
You left out the national chairman.
So that's all about it. That was not... Bawumia seated, there was no campaigning. I met Brian Achampong at one of the regions. We met just to introduce himself to. I was campaigning because I wanted to go for national organizer. I and his other candidate was seated at the VIP lounge. The former vice president was seated at the VIP lounge. It was only Brian that I met that we exchanged pleasantries and we all left. When it's time, when the nominations is opened and the application has been accepted, and then we can do your campaign. So I don't see the undue advantage being given to the former vice president because he went to address the conference. Some even said that he went around to shake and to greet. Oh, why? Why?
You mean the basis for the complaints that the entire program was skewed to create a certain optics or a certain impression?
Moro, I totally disagree.
You say it's baseless?
Humbly. I'm not saying baseless.
Yes.
That's too strong a word. Because he was invited to come and address the conference.
Okay.
He waved when he stepped out into the tracks, and he waved at the crowd. So after talking, addressing the conference, he went around to this one to this is Wahala.
Don't you think that for the sake of party unity, which you all have been preaching for all this while, yes, it is totally understandable that the vice president is for now the only surviving vice president, even not even just for the MPP, for both the MPP and the NDC. He's the only surviving vice president. And so we deserve some recognition in that respect. So technically speaking, there was actually nothing wrong with him going around to saying that, thank you very much. In any case, he's your immediate past flag bearer. But this is politics. This is about emotions. This is about perception. And already, there are people in your party who, for some reason, are hell-bent on believing that there are some persons at the leadership position or in the leadership position who want to do everything possible to deliver a certain predetermined outcome. So, given that kind of talk or that kind of feeling among some of the camps, somebody could have told the vice president, you have every right, by virtue of the current position you hold in your party, to go around and thank, the rank and file of your party, the delegates, and so on. But how would your other colleagues who are aspiring to lead the party feel and think? If it's fine with you, fine. But otherwise, you know what? Just go and sit down quietly. I've heard some people make that argument. This is not my personal, opinion. I've heard some people make that argument. How do you respond to such a person who say, just for the sake of unity and not to create any impression or any optics?
Moro,
you don't want any problem.
My brother, we have finished this conference so beautifully.
I agree. No, it was a good.
Cool down.
It was a well-organized conference.
It's sad that I was expecting that would take the shine for how this conference was really organized, because after the elections, our performance very abysmal. We managed to bring this conference and bring everybody together. I was expecting us to really speak on these positives. But for people to pick, I feel a bit sad about it. But however, you see, if you believe in yourself, when I was playing at Fenya United, we had a coach called Yao. You see, his nickname was Fabio Capello, one of the great Italian coaches at the time. On Friday nights, we all go to camp. Saturday, after lunch, from 1 o'clock, they will dress all the jerseys and line them up. He has invited about 20 players into camp. And there's a phantom word that he uses. Say, Ejiwuza Bibar. Say, Ejiwuza Bibar.
So wait.
If you believe yourself that throughout the training from Monday to Friday, you have really justified yourself, you know your position you play, come and pick the jersey. Come and pick. You know, I play 7. Sometimes I play 9. With familiar, we change. What I'm trying to say is that the campaign has not started. All those who want to contest, they know within themselves where they'll place. All of them. The one who knows is going to be first knows. Who to be second will knows. The one who will be last knows. Let us not use these things to divide our ranks. Please, I'm pleading with everybody. This conference has been held so successfully. Let's take it and move on, move forward. But I'm sure the former Vice President, Dr. Bami, also knows that he wouldn't want to do anything that would drag his name into the mud, that he's been given undue advantage over his colleagues. He wouldn't do that. So please, I'm pleading. All of us need to come together. We need to adjust and work hard in 2028 and make an appeal to the Ghanaian people. Seriously. Than to look at some of these things that are coming up for me. Okay. I'm not happy about it.
Okay, did you watch the conference?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
And, you know, sometimes when we do things, we do not reckon with the full implications of what we are doing. But then, as time rolls on, it hits us in the face.
Okay.
The NPP, as NPP, has established the fact that after elections, it is not only those who are victorious who have to go and thank the electorate. True.
Of course, even in the wisdom of Dr. Bamia himself.
Exactly.
He said, follow me, let's go and let's go and thank you, Tom.
So even those who lose elections so miserably can also thank the electorate.
True.
So in the case of the NPP, those who contested Bawumia and lost must also have the right to thank the electorate.
For not voting for them.
Pardon?
For not voting for them.
For whatever.
Yes.
Because the NPP itself has established after elections, even if you perform so horribly, you still can go and thank those who didn't vote for you.
Yes.
So yes, in the primaries, he beat his contestants. But the party cannot argue that because he was the flag bearer, he's the only person who can go and thank those delegates who voted for him.
Right. Logically speaking.
Exactly. So that matter is settled.
Right.
You understand? Now, we can also make the argument that yes, as the immediate past vice president, he has some gravitas, and that giving him an opportunity to address the Congress is not in itself bad. It may sound reasonable, but I watched it. Look at the choreography.
Oh.
Look at the choreography. He didn't just address the Congress. He was not sitting on a podium and woke up to address the Congress. He actually came some distance away, walked virtually round the stadium with his wife in tow.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's choreography. That's choreography. Are you going to deny that? Deliberately choreographed. So the aesthetics did not look good. You understand? Did not look good. If the vice president had been invited, he was sitting on the podium and he got up and delivered a speech, you know, as former vice president as well, I don't think that it could have excited that much anger. But if you watch the choreography, it was deliberately done. You understand? To portray him as the primus inter pares. You understand? And that is what I believe that people like Kennedy Japan others are complaining about. That's what they now watch. Look at the aesthetics. This is not just going to give an address. It's far more than going to give an address. Watch it. It's on your screen.
And he's on a thank you tour. This is the last lap of the thank you tour. He's thanking the delegates.
So why can't Boache Jaku also thank the delegates?
None of them is a former vice president.
So it's not about the thank you.
Yeah, but he's wearing two hats. He's an immediate past flag bearer He's an immediate past vice president and the only surviving vice president.
I'm talking on the tanking bit.
Yes.
I'm talking on the tanking bit.
Yes.
All of them are entitled to tank. Because the MPP has established that even those who perform so miserably can go out and tank.
True.
So, Boache Jaku is entitled to tank. Kennedy Japan is entitled to tank, according to the MPP's own.
Maybe they didn't request for it. Maybe Dr. Babi Mahmoud Bamia wanted it to do it and he was given the opportunity
because
to do
I wasn't on the grounds, I didn't see everything. But we had all kinds of reports.
Yes.
One of the reports I'm having, and my brother is here, he was there, he knows everything about that Congress as well.
Yes.
Is that somebody like Kennedy Japan actually wanted to enter the stadium, with horses riding in front of him, people riding horses in front of him. He was stopped. Why was he stopped? Because of the aesthetics.
True.
And the aesthetics is what we are seeing. Look at the aesthetics we are seeing on the screen. Okay? So if you prevent Kennedy and Japan because of the aesthetics, and you allow others because there's a problem. Okay? So I'm not saying that Alhaji Bawumia, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, is not entitled to address the MPP Congress. He's entitled to address the MPP Congress by all means. You understand? He's a former vice president. You can't take it away from him. He's the immediate past presidential candidate of the party. You can't take it away from him. But when you choreograph his appearance like this and prevent others, then there's a problem. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Now, there's something else that I'm going to say, and I hope you listen very carefully.
Yes, sir.
You see, the NPP, my goodness, is doing so much harm to itself. Every time there's an issue and you raise the issue, their response is that, but the NDC did the same thing. Why can't we copy the NDC? And I'm being very serious about this. They have this Professor Mike Okwe report.
Yes.
It would never be released.
Yes.
In fact, even this morning, Kojo Nkrumah has reiterated that report would never be released because it contains trade secrets and so on and so on.
Yes.
And then you get into a discussion with them and say, no, but why? If it's the basis for reform, party members ought to know the basis for reform. And do you know the answer?
Yes.
But the NDC did the same thing with the Kwesi Botwe report.
Yes.
Am I lying?
Yes.
So they are copying the NDC. And if they are copying the NDC, why would people choose them over the NDC that they themselves claim that they are copying? Now listen, this morning and today, my favorite newspaper is The Informer. The Informer actually carries a full-page interview with Mr. Che Mensah-Bonsu. And in that interview, he's advising the NPP and saying that not everyone can be president and so on. But I've read the full interview.
Yes.
Wow. And there are interesting aspects of the interview. Listen. This is paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7th paragraph. No. 8, 9. The 10th paragraph. Yeah. This is Che Mensah-Bonsu, majority leader. Yeah?
Yes.
In the Akufo-Addo administration. Yes. Very respected member of the New Patriotic Party. Indeed, he's one person that I really admire. His eloquence and so on. But listen to him. This is Che Mensah-Bonsu. He also argued that there's no politician, listen very carefully, he also argued that there's no politician that is more popular than him, that is Bawumia, aside President John Dramani Mahama, and that his qualities such as personal integrity, incorruptibility, intelligence, and humble character put him above other standard-bearer hopefuls. What a paragraph. What a paragraph. It doesn't stop there. It goes on. He says, take Mahama out of the picture, and this is in quotes, take Mahama out of the picture, and there's no Ghanaian politician more intelligent, humbler and more experienced than Bawumia. This is Chairman Sabons.
That's serious.
This is Chairman Sabons. And then there are other aspects. He talks about him winning in Christian majority areas over Christians and so on. That religious, I'm not going to go there. But he's a leading member of the New Patriotic Party.
Yes.
He was in this country when we conducted the last election.
Yes.
What did he say about the campaigns? He knew that Mahama was gentler, nobler, incorruptible, and so on. And that Mahama was a better candidate than Bawumia. But he campaigned for MPP. And campaigned for Bawumia against Mahama.
Yeah, but he's MPP. He wants to campaign for Mahama.
Oh, fantastic. But you are making the point I'm making.
Okay.
Because the point you are making is that our party allegiance should be more important for us than our commitment to the country and its development.
Yeah, but that's our politicians have made it.
Fantastic. So what else do you want me to say? I'm not saying anything. You've said everything.
Yes.
You understand? Because that's the point you are making.
Yeah.
That our commitment to party, our allegiance to
it's
party
stronger and higher.
It's far more important that our honest appraisal of the capacity of our leaders, the capability of our leaders to take out of this quagmire of poverty, of hopelessness, and so on.
Truism.
Oh, okay. Then I have nothing to say.
Thank you.
Let me respond.
You hit it in the nail right.
Oh, you are going to respond.
Oh yes, I will because.
Okay. Fantastic.
Seriously, I'm surprised of what my big brother has described. That we are copying the NDC. I've jotted down some of the few things in the Okwe report. The report that was made was meant for the party. As to how the party want to use the content of the report, I don't believe that we should go to public and share with everybody. We are not copying NDC. MPP is MPP. We are two distinct political parties. And for Kwesi to say that because the NDC did not publish or make it known to the public about the Kwesi Potwe report, therefore we are copying them. No, we are not copying them. The report was made to the leadership of the party. And every opportunity, party leaders share the content with the party members. It's not meant for the public. So for what my big brother is saying, I totally disagree with him. We are not the same as NDC. Yes, Okwe report has been generated. It has been submitted to the party. And we know what caused us to lose the election. We can't sit on a high horse and say, hey, we lost this, blah, blah, blah. Ghanaians know how we lost the election. We also know what we did. That didn't make Ghanaians happy and they voted against us. So in as much as we have that, and it has been supported by the Okwe report, we work towards it. And there's nothing wrong about it. This conference was not about thank you talk. This conference was not about thank you talk. In fact, the former vice president, and Kwesi knows, at every election from 92, Edubwai, 96, President Kufuor, 2000, President Kufuor, 2004, President Kufuor, 2008, Nana Akufo-Addo, when you lost. Whether you win or you lose, the flag bearer and the party goes around the entire country to say thank you for voting for us, even though we did not win. And when we win, they still go back and say thank you. But I'm told that on this very one, Dr. Bawumia himself said, look, let me invite my other colleagues to come in for the sake of the unity. So they started. And the whole thing started being like some competition that generated some. So quickly, Kennedy have to fall out. So the main thank you talk is normally done by the flag bearer or the president and the party.
So Mr. Kwesi Pratifai asked that, what has happened to that principle? What has happened to the consistency of the principle? You just said.
First of all, let me clarify one thing.
Okay.
I am not the one who is alleging that you are copying the NDC.
Yes.
It is your own leaders who say that we are not releasing this report to our party members.
And what is wrong about it?
Because the Kwesi Potwe report was also not released to party members.
Yes.
They are the people who are saying that they are copying the NDC.
Right. I haven't heard that statement. I haven't heard that statement.
Titus.
Oh, no, I've not heard it.
You haven't heard leaders of the party
I haven't heard that we're not copying the NDC. I haven't heard it. But
do they have to say that they are copying the NDC? When they say that because the NDC did not release the Kwesi report, they will also not release the Michael Quay report, are they not implying that they are copying the NDC?
Right.
Do they have to say it?
Are you done?
But Titus, you are smarter than that.
Are you done?
You are far smarter than that.
Are you done?
So you know what I'm talking about. Now listen, the other issue about thanking delegates and so on, am I the one who said it? You are the people who are saying that he was the immediate past flag bearer. And that on such an occasion, there's nothing wrong with him going around to thank the delegates for the confidence they reposed in him.
Who said that?
Even you said it on this program, that he went around to thank the delegates.
Did I say that? I didn't say that.
Oh, Titus.
Okay, well, sorry.
I listened to you
Sorry.
very closely.
Go ahead.
I listened to you very closely.
Go ahead.
Now, I'm saying that if the purpose of that whole choreographed entry and ascent to the days and so on was for the purpose of thanking delegates, then those who lost in the contest with him are also entitled to thank delegates. And that the planners of this Congress went to great lengths to prevent other candidates from also thanking the delegates. That's the point I'm making. So I'm just analyzing what your people have said, what you people have said about how you have conducted your affairs.
Can I have the floor now?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Kwesi said the entering of Dr. Bawumia was choreographed. If you watch from your homes on your screens, from the VIP lounge, you have to step out, walk through the tracks. The stage was on the field. You walk there. So the fact that whilst walking with his spouse and he waved at the crowd is choreography. That is my big brother's description of the way Vice President Bawumia walked into the stage. He sees it as a choreograph. That he lived that for his own judgment. So now people are judged the way they walk to go and address crowd. Is that the case? No, that's fine. But sincerely, after walking to the stage, he decided to wave and come and sit down. It's also a problem. But because of fairness, I will agree with Kwesi to some extent. Why don't you invite other people also to come and wave and crowd? But I met Brian in the crowd, waving and greeting delegates. What stops the other people also coming up to go and do the same?
You mean outside?
Outside, I met Brian. We hugged.
Not within the...
Not on the field. In the crowd. All the regions, you know, where the stands, the popular stands. Greater Accra was the first, followed by Ashanti, Central, in that order.
But that everybody's allowed to do.
You know, so I met Brian.
Yes.
Campaigning. We hugged and we separated.
But you even campaigned.
I campaigned.
Yes.
You know, so if Kwesi is saying that the organizers of the conference should have allowed the other aspirants to go around.
To take a walk in the inner perimeter of the stadium.
They could have gone around because Bawumia was seated. It's only when he was invited to come and address the conference that he waved at the crowd. When he finished, then he went round to wave and went and sat down. So maybe...
Or your point is that perhaps a stronger case could have been made if Brian had requested that he also wants to go around the...
Because we all didn't know about Bawumia would go and greet.
And greet.
We didn't know.
And he was stopped. I think that's the point.
You understand? Kwesi, let me finish. Cool down. Kwesi, cool down.
I'm not angry.
Cool down.
I'm just sitting here quietly.
I'm saying that.
Cool down.
When Dr. Bawumia, when he walked from his seat to go and address the conference, and Kwesi described that choreography.
Yes.
What did you know that when he finished, he would go around? Nobody knows.
You see.
Nobody knows.
All right.
So for him to move round to greet the rest,
even if it was...
and Kwesi sees that was unfortunate, that was unfair.
Yes.
And for that matter, the other aspirant should have, we have heard you, senior. We have heard you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Finally,
thank you, my brother.
Nima,
Thank you, my brother.
You said Chairman made some attributes about Dr. Bawumia, and why did not say that about your mama?
Yes. No, I didn't say that.
No, that's what you said.
No.
Why did you campaign for? Why did you campaign for? No. And Moro said, but we are different political parties.
No, I didn't say that.
So then clarify yourself.
Please. What I'm saying is that this is Chairman Sabons, yes, and I'll do it again. Who says that there's no politician that is more popular than him aside President John Dramani Mahama, and that his qualities such as personal integrity, incorruptibility, intelligence, and humble character put him above other standard-bearer hopefuls. Take Mahama out of the picture, and there's no Ghanaian politician more intelligent, humbler, and more experienced than Bawumia. So clearly, he places Mahama above Bawumia. Clearly, by his own words, and these are in quotes. Now, what I'm saying is that we just went into an election 6 months ago, 7 months ago. At the time, Chairman Sabons knew about these qualities of Mahama, which places him above Bawumia. He's saying that, I'm not saying it. Okay? And yet, in the elections, he insisted that we should vote for Bawumia, knowing that, according to he himself, Mahama was a better candidate. That's all I'm saying.
Can I come in now?
That's all I'm saying.
Do you get his logic?
Moro. I'll come back to it. Okay. I just want to stress a bit on the choreography.
Okay.
Description of
going back to the choreography.
And because that word is so nice, so I just want to. If from Kwesi's description, and he thinks that the other aspirants were not fairly treated, you should forgive us. For the sake of unity. For the sake of unity.
But I still ask the question.
For the sake of unity, let's forget about it and move on.
No, I want to know
because yes.
So that we can set the record straight on this matter. I want to know, for instance, whether Dr. Brian Champon, Kwabene Japon, Dr. Boache Jakun, and Adenimo, and so on and so forth, did they specifically request?
Sitting here, it is very difficult.
No, I'm not asking you. I'm not asking you to answer because you don't speak for them.
But the question you are asking, how can you get answer?
No, it's a rhetorical question.
No, I mean, how can you get such an answer?
No, it's not meant for you to answer. I'm just asking a rhetorical question.
So the question you are asking, you don't need to ask it.
No, why not?
You don't need to ask it
because here, I'm more than happy for them to
if
send
you
us
know
a message.
any of them and they come on your show.
Nothing in that Congress happened by accident. Everything
was planned.
Was deliberate and planned.
Oh, because now you are in the head of.
But that's how it ought to be.
You are in the head of.
Are you saying that the things that happened there were haphazard, they were not planned?
No, but that's what I'm saying.
So now you are in the head of.
What ought to happen? Everything has to be planned.
You are in the head of them.
But he's challenging it. He's saying that it happened by accident.
No. The way you are speaking with that authority and the finesse, that he's in the head of. No, you should stop it.
No, you see.
Stop it. Stop this mischief.
Your use of
this is mischief. This is typical mischief. Mischief. Be like this is typical mischief.
We're back after this break.
Typical mischief.
We have to go.
And then don't go there.
Please stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana.
At Mycom JA Limited to show you the Promethean Active Panel, the ultimate tool for corporate institutions, hospitals, schools, and your home. With its crystal clear 4K display and an unbreakable screen with an ultra responsive touch technology. This isn't just a screen, it's a game changer. For corporate institutions and in schools, this active panel can be used for Zoom meetings and PowerPoint presentation. And your homes are not left behind. You can use it to watch all your favorite programs by just connecting to a Fire Stick, and you can get access to channels like Netflix and Amazon, and voila, you are in there. At Mycom Mycom JA Limited, we provide you with the best quality products from the United States of America with 1-year warranty. You can get an active panel at a discounted price of 18,000 Ghana cedi only, and it comes with a fire stick, a webcam, and a micro system. You can locate us at Chado Container behind the Trade Fair. Visit Mycom JA Limited today and elevate your tech.
MGL Logistics and Supply is your trusted partner, providing seamless solutions for all your procurement needs. From sourcing products to managing imports and exports, we ensure smooth and efficient transactions every step of the way. Whether you require goods from across the globe or need assistance in exporting your products to international markets, we got you covered. General trading is at the heart of our expertise. We specialize in a wide range of products, catering to various industries and markets. As a trusted dealership in building materials, we provide high-quality products that meet the demands of our construction projects. Additionally, we act as manufacturers' representatives, connecting producers with distributors. Our expertise in logistics is the backbone of our operations. We plan and execute transportation and delivery of goods, ensuring they reach their destination on time and in optimal condition. MGL Logistics and Supply, guaranteed satisfaction.
Ebusiafo ye mama kwaba eba Children's Palace. Nkwala nyema nyina fie enye. Yonkwala ntade mani mema nyina ntare nyina wase. Yonkwala shoes, yonkwala duane, yonkwala wipes, yonkwala diapers, yonkwala toys, baby coat. In fact, bibia opama umanyina obenye biwa ase.
Located at East Legon Hills, Nana Chrome KFC. Contact us on 059 6377 172. Children's Palace. Happy children, happy fashion. See you soon. Bye bye.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo kendini ehu behia se metwa sapapa dia to ama me manfo Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients eno ene bom se ho ban e ma ne sren ne sanso mama hotoso e wo bedwam.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste.
Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Tucked between the vibrant energy of Accra and the scenic charm of the Kwabena Hills, our gated community offers the perfect blend of tranquility and accessibility. Welcome to Rehoboth Knightsbridge, where nature meets opportunity. Secure your future with fully serviced plots with well-tarred roads, reliable drainage systems, electricity and water. Build your dream home in a community that cares for your well-being and safety. Indulge in premium amenities that redefine luxury living: a swimming pool, tennis court, basketball court, sauna and steam in the iconic shopping mall, all within reach. It's more than just a space. It's your sanctuary in the city. Wake up to mountain views, take a jog under palm-lined paths, and experience the perfect balance of city access and natural beauty, starting at just 450,000 cedis with flexible payment plans. Visit www.rehobothpropertiesgh.com or call or WhatsApp 024-476-4499 or 020-495-0810. Rehoboth Properties, quality housing for all.
The 2025 AMC Tycoon Africa Conference for us presents a unique opportunity for convergence. Convergence of ideas and innovation, convergence of marketing excellence and technological advancement, and most importantly, a convergence of people united by shared vision for a prosperous, connected, and empowered Africa. We are proud as your host, and to the guests who will be arriving from all corners of the continent and the world. I'm also excited with the theme, Enabling Africa Tech, Future Innovation, Standard and Global Influence, and Empowering Africa Marketing Industries. Let me assure you, Ghana is ready to welcome you with our open arms and our open hearts. And we say, Akwaba. Akwaba means welcome. We don't just say it, but we live it. We are warm, we're friendly, and very hospitable. Ghana is not just a destination, it is an experience. From the historic castles along our coast, that speaks of our resilience, the resilience of our people, our cuisine, the richness. When visitors come to Ghana, we will immerse you not only with our sight and sound, but our taste of our rich, unmatched cuisine. Ghana is where Africa.
Hey, pay right, borehole drilling.
Hey, a Japan reject for Abama and showing some dewa. Pay reject a daromanti, if you be a monyan shoe, ain't it so young crankre, a jumaku, in swan sorry, Namope and should did you may be a dear. Make out for pay reject the amount, and pay reject, Wama quadari our boho drilling, water purification, any bibia da a fat in shoe, Natie, pay reject in Kwane boho drilling company, Wotu Somawa, or Sansupa a brano, a babesha sending sonity, and Sayo, Wama Sansu the Shishasu Kokra, a Gupunoswa, Yedebabe Bow Amosika Sem Piano Alcoye. Hey, won't pay way now per day. With them, call them now. Flying, I was 0240-217253, 0240-217253. Pay right GH, since so young Quadia, any ye maunqua.
I keep saying that you don't want to hear the kinds of conversation that we have off air. You don't want to. You don't want to. You get to see the other side of my guest. Something you'd never see until you have an up close and personal relationship with them. But anyway, welcome back. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Awudu Moro. I'm here with Mr. Kwesi Pratt Jr., who's the managing editor of the Insight newspaper, and also Titus Glover, who's a former Tema East MP and also a former Deputy Transport Minister and a former Greater Accra Regional Minister. All right, so I don't know. Yes, it was your turn. Yes, it was your turn.
And the point I was making is that nothing happened at that Congress by accident.
Okay.
There were choices to be made, and these were the choices that those who were the organizers for the Congress made.
Right.
One of the choices they could have made was to build a dais big and strong enough to accommodate all the contestants and party leaders in the center. So nobody moves from a long distance and walks with their wife wearing white and waving to the crowd. That could have been avoided. They didn't choose that, okay? They chose this scenario where Dr. Bawumia actually comes from the VIP station in his white with his wife, arm in arm, waving to the crowd, taking about 20 minutes to read the days, with the wife standing by him to deliver an address and walking back. That was a deliberate decision. It was not by accident, okay? the decision not to allow Kennedy Akompreku Japan to enter the stadium with two horses in front of me. Here, one of the horses was brown and the other one was white. Was also deliberate. They stopped him from entering the stadium with his horses. And I'm sure that morning, quite some resources would have gone into feeding those horses. They were very well fed. They fed the horses for nothing. They couldn't perform. But Titus, if what happened there was by accident, tell us. Hey, where are the horses? I can see him, but where are the horses?
You see, this is your drama this morning.
One brown horse. Where's the white one? I think, yes, that's the white horse.
How do you know these are the horses? No, how do you know these are the horses?
But those are the horses he's come with. Wow.
So you mean the horses were prepared for this?
Wow.
Yes, we were not. Maybe we were not meant to enter the inner perimeter
Moro,
where the event was happening.
Look at the horses. Look at the horses.
Can I have a bite?
One.
They actually look like donkeys, don't they? Sorry.
This is your mischief.
I apologize. No,
this
mischief is genuinely concerned.
Moro, you've laughed while you are crying.
No, but Kenneth is right. Kenneth is his friend.
He's my friend too.
Who's not my friend?
Can I talk?
Dr. Baumia.
He's also your friend.
He's my friend.
Yeah.
He's not just my friend.
Yes.
I mean, his father-in-law was one of the closest persons to me politically.
Okay.
You know, from 2004 all the way up to 2008.
Okay.
We were very close. We worked together on many political projects. You understand?
Okay.
His family, I mean, his brother, who is a lawyer in London, is exceedingly close to me. I'm talking Seydou Baumia. We grew up together.
Right.
You understand? So who is not my friend? Everybody is my friend. Titus is my friend. Are you not my friend?
Titus Glover.
Yes, he's my friend.
But this is your mischief.
But you're so concerned about the horses.
Can I have my bite?
But is he not my friend?
Yes, he's your friend.
Who is not my friend?
Hey.
Alan Chamati, is he not my friend?
Yes, he's your friend.
They are all my friends. So it's not about friendship.
Okay.
It's about the fact that one of the people attending the Congress decided that he was going to enter in grand style.
Yes.
And he actually chose one brown horse and one white horse to lead him. And they prevented him from entering with his horses, in spite of the fact that the horses had been well fed that morning.
Moro, this mischief by Big Brother is trying to emphasize the drama that you are exhibiting here.
Mischief?
Calm down.
How is this mischief?
You've spoken. Can I have my bite? I see more of mischief in this your remark than my usual questions that I know of. This is all for the fun of it.
Is that not a Akompreku on the screen?
No, I haven't seen him yet.
He's on the screen.
He's on the pickup. He's on the pickup. You see him on the pickup coming. So this is all for the fun.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. But where are the horses?
Can you go take
I want to see the horses again. Yes. Why are you in love with these horses?
No, I like horses.
Can you take off the so that I can make my contribution?
No, please go ahead. No,
so these are for the fun of the conference.
Those
are the horses. Yeah.
For the fun of it, not to create any bad emotions or something.
They look well, right.
And because he knows that you cannot use the horse to enter into the what the conference ground. Maybe to shepherd him a bit to the because there's a barrier.
Okay.
There's a police barrier before you can enter and go. But not to create any
but I'm sure if they wanted to allow
discomfort.
They could have.
Well,
just
the
go
security,
and
the security at the party might have met.
Okay.
Because I was there on Friday,
right.
And I saw Nana B and some of the organizers with the security moving around.
Okay.
to know. Nobody knows even that Honorable Kennedy will be coming with horses.
Okay.
Nobody knows. You know. So as to how he was prevented from entering, I cannot say much about it. But I think that for the sake of unity, maybe the way Kwesi is saying, they should have created
days
for where they are sitting in the lounge. I was in the midst of the MPs, the former ministers, MFDCs. We were all together. So that alone was a place for all the aspirants.
Okay.
You know, where they sat. But maybe from the way Kwesi spoke, maybe they should also give in those aspirant opportunity also to go around and maybe wave like Dr. Baumia wave. But moving forward, I think that is a legitimate concern they have raised. I see nothing wrong about it. But that also does not stop Dr. Baumia as the immediate vice president, immediate flag bearer to address conference. He didn't address conference to ask for votes, but how we can build unity and consistency in the party come 2028. So for me, that's the way I see it.
Okay. All right. So I guess that would have to move on. Now, obviously, the Auditor General's report, as usual, is out, and there's the usual financial infractions and so on and so forth. And we're back again. So if you look at today's daily guide, page 9, we're told that the Energy Ministry records 15.8 billion cedis irregularities. That's huge. Now, it's a business debt report that says the Ministry of Energy has been identified as the sector with the highest financial irregularities in the 2024 Auditor General's report. The ministry recorded a staggering 15.8 billion cedis, approximately 86% of the total public sector irregularities recorded for the year. The Ministry of Energy accounted for 15,832,975,487 of the 18.42 billion cedis in total financial irregularities for the year, ending December 31, 2024, according to the Auditor General's report on ministries, departments, and agencies. The majority of these irregularities resulted from contract and procurement breaches, as well as store and tax-related issues. The ECG is at the center of the issue with its financial underreporting and weak internal controls, contributing to some of the most serious breaches highlighted in the 2024 Auditor General's report. Notably, in 2023, ECG understated its revenue by over 2.95 billion cedis, understated, reporting only 8.64 billion to the Ministry of Energy and other oversight bodies, despite collecting 11.59 billion. That's almost 12 billion. Now, this is particularly concerning amid the country's ongoing efforts to recover and invest heavily in energy sector infrastructure, access, and transition projects. The Auditor General's report emphasizes that while a significant portion of the irregularities is recoverable, there is a pressing need for stricter enforcement of financial management rules, improved accountability, and stronger internal audits within ministries, departments, and agencies. Now, this is worrying, especially when, as part of identifying some of the problems or challenges with ECG, we're thinking about privatizing the distributing aspect of ECG, and you have been consistent about saying that no, the problem is much, much deeper than just privatizing aspect of ECG's operations. Now, it looks like I'm going to say you've been vindicated. This is the problem that ECG has. Basically has to do with I don't know what I have to call it, corruption, because some would say that's a bit too strong. But we've just not managed the finances of ECG well.
Well, I mean, are you not tired of reading the Auditor General's report and analyzing it and so on? I'm tired. You've done it for 20 years. You understand? Every time you take the Auditor General report, you read it, you issue statements, you discuss it, and worse happens the next year.
Right.
So I'm really tired, you know. It goes to a Public Accounts Committee, it hits the headlines and so on, and the next year, it gets worse. You understand?
Right.
So I'm really tired of discussing these matters. There's something which is very interesting. And I've just taken the Constitution. I was going to look for it, but I don't think I'm going to have the time to look for it.
Okay.
The Constitution makes provision for the establishment of a tribunal. A tribunal which will be made up of persons which shall include, I think, a chartered accountant,
okay,
and a non-lawyer, and so on,
right,
to deal with the reports, the audited accounts of the Auditor General.
right.
Do you know that since 1990 we haven't established that tribunal?
Wow.
We haven't established that tribunal. And from what I've learned, we have not established that tribunal because there was a time when we had a Chief Justice who felt uncomfortable with the use of the word tribunal.
Yeah.
And felt very uncomfortable with the fact that persons who are not lawyers will sit on such a tribunal. And because of that, even though the Constitution makes the provision for the establishment of a tribunal, we have not established that tribunal which will deal with such cases. So the cases come up, the courts are already inundated with all kinds of cases.
Yeah.
This is a country in which criminal trials can go on for 10, 15, 20 years without resolution.
That's true.
So this has just become an annual ritual, and I don't know what to say. It's just an annual ritual.
Essentially saying that it will continue to be it will be so until it is punished. If it goes unpunished, as we've seen over the years.
That's part of the argument. Okay. But even how do you punish? Do you send such cases to the existing courts, which already are overburdened, which are so slow? The existing court. I mean, I was in the Salon prison as an inmate in 1986. And there were people who had been in remand, for 18 years. Their cases had not been dealt with. Look at the trial of this guy who is accused of the murder of J.B. Dankwa Edu.
Yes. What's the name of it? Until he was released just recently.
Sexy Dondo.
Yeah, Sexy Dondo.
Is he released?
No, he's there. I thought you were talking about Afoko's.
Yeah, but even the Afoko case.
Yeah, for 10 years.
10 years, and so on.
Remand.
So if you have these circumstances and you want to deal with the Auditor General's report expeditiously, you might want to look for another mechanism. And the Constitution gives us the leeway. And we say, no, we won't do it. How can those who have the responsibility for enforcing the Constitution choose and select? How can they? The Constitution says establish a tribunal to deal with these matters, and that the tribunal, the membership of the tribunal should include, I think, a chartered accountant, somebody who is not a lawyer, and so on. We say no. Because of this fixation with the word tribunal.
Yeah.
What's the difference between the word court? Substantial difference between the word court and tribunal. And so that's where we are. And things get worse. As for ECG, the least spoken about the ECG, the better. I mean, you've heard all the revelations which have been made and so on. I remember one. I think it was in the 1980s, something very significant happened. ECG transformers needed to be rewound. There was a company in Ghana, in Accra, which was doing that. The leadership of the ECG decided that it would not award the contract for rewinding the transformers to that company registered in Ghana, operating from Ghana. And that it would take the transformers all the way to Nigeria. Okay. Do you know where the transformers ended up?
Scrapyard.
No. They sent the transformers to the Olumba Church to be rewound.
How?
Yeah, but that's what happened. That's what the Auditor General revealed. It went to the Olumba Church.
Which year was that?
This was in the 80s. I covered that story, I covered that story as a journalist. Sent it to a church to rewind the transformer.
It was sold.
And we paid in pounds sterling. We paid the full cost of rewinding the transformers ahead. And do you know what happened? The transformers were never rewound, and they never came back to Ghana, and we paid for the cost of rewinding them. It's the 1980s. It's 1980s.
Peak of the revolution.
1980s, this is what happened. Olumba Church. You know. Now what happened? Nothing. So this has become an annual ritual, you know, worthless ritual. Some rituals actually are worth something. But there's a worthless ritual every year. So, Master, what can I say?
Yeah.
I think we should just move on. You know.
I'm sure when you're in Parliament, it keeps
revelations from the Auditor General report, from what you said, is under statement of their revenue generation. Because I remember when Dubik was there, he rather put a lot of adrenaline for revenue generation for the ECG. That led to some part of government institutions to be, their light to be off. I remember Parliament was hit at the time, making sure that all debts are collected to make sure that they'll be able to pay these power producing companies and all that. And there was this effort that was made between the Energy Ministry, the Finance Ministry, and ECG. So that whatever collections that they do, you know, there is a fraction, greater part of it that is used in servicing the debts of these power producing companies. But by and large, the Auditor General report is saying that there were some breaches of procurement issues and all that. If there are procedures and processes to follow in procurement, why should we shortchange the process? Because at the end of the day, you're the officer in charge of this arrangement. A time will come that you'll be called to order. You know very well that you are supposed to go through all these procedures and processes to make sure that you do the needful. Because if you don't do that, and like the Auditor General is reporting on, it has come to the fore that you did not follow through. And that alone is a breach of the law, which people will definitely be dragged to come and respond to these things. It is an eyesore. It's not the best. Therefore, anybody who is given a responsibility of office, your duty is to make sure that you do what is right, because one day you'll be called to account for some of these things. Unfortunately, the Minister for Energy, when you started reading the report and he said I thought it's the whole ministry, and then you narrow it down to UCG. So I think that it is something that we need to look at it, because it is not only the UCG that's come up now. Maybe other ones will be coming.
Yeah. But a number of agencies. The only reason why I decided to angle it from the ECG, because ECG has been in the news for a long time. They're missing containers and so on.
Oh, that container will never miss. It's only the minister who rushed. He should have taken his time, because you can't get up and steal containers from the port.
Right.
If you want to steal a container, it's a coordinated effort that will be done. So I think that, yes, the news is out there as to how these breaches came about. And I'm sure the necessary modalities will be done as to how this came. But going forward, what do we do to prevent some of these things? Because a whole amount of money that has gone down the drain, it's a problem. And you can imagine people in Dodi Island. I've been there before. Yeah. And in Dodi Island, there's no hospital. There's not even chief's compound. There is no school. And if children in Dodi Island sit on a canoe and take about 2 hours to leave the island and go to the assembly in the Sujamang constituency, you can imagine the risk involved. The day the weather will be so bad, these children cannot go to school. And even if they are on the canoe and they are going to school and the weather is bad, it can throw these children out of the place and they can lose their lives. So these monies that goes down the drain, it is something that we need to look at, because the state will use this money to develop the country. You get what I mean? So clearly, it's a bit uncomfortable hearing some of these things. And in auditing, what has been the remarks of the auditor and the finance director of ECG? Because in the management letters, they'll be given opportunity when these queries are coming up. What were their responses? I wanted to hear that part of their response in auditing.
Right.
Because if these breaches were going on, they'll be called by the auditors. Provide this document, give me this, give me that, give me that. Why did you sit down for these things
Right.
to continue.
Right.
It is out of these things, if there are no proper documentation, that's why the auditor general will come out with a report and say, look, this is the breaches that has come up. So for me, it is not a good news. It's not good for us. How do we do to avoid the wastage of some of these money that will have been used in the development of certain places in the country?
Okay. Let me bring in our viewers, and then if there's time, we'll look at whether the minority's decision to boycott the swearing-in of Irabna Obeng, who's the newly sworn MP for Ablekuma, takes anything away from her political legitimacy. We'll find out, but that's if we have some time. So Tafai Namrahian says that, Moro, good morning. Anyone who thinks that the current MP executives are not trying to push other candidates aside, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, to go through, he or she is being naive. I have no doubt whatsoever in my mind that the current NPP leadership wants to protect Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so that he will also protect them to maintain their current position with the coming national conference. Otherwise, why would they start from top to bottom instead from bottom to top? Musa Batua from Asawasi says, Moro, ECG has been in the news for all the wrong reasons lately. Frankly, we had enough of the endless lamentations. What Ghanaians want to see now is real accountability. The damning contract breaches exposed by the Auditor General are completely unacceptable. These are not just administrative lapses, they are clear acts of corruption. It's time the Attorney General initiates swift prosecution against the political criminals who abuse their office and siphon public funds. The public purse must be protected, he says. Sam Akukeli, East Legon Hills, says, Moro, good morning to you and your panelists. It goes without saying that the MPP would always be the MPP. The MP will always be the MPP. They believe so much in arm twisting, trickery, and bullying of opponents, both winning and without. If only they knew what a lot of their potential voters stayed away from the ballot box in their last elections, they would rethink the unnecessary hype they are giving to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to the neglect of other contestants. Some people simply don't learn. This one here from Eugene Boachi Entry is the former Subing MP. He's watching us. He says good morning to all of us. Yes. He has some concerns, but that's I can't read it on air.
No, read it.
He
says you shouldn't read it.
No, he's not.
He's a very honest chap, and I don't see how he can.
This one has to do with the MPP's own internal issues. In fact, when he sent it, what he said was, and that's my difficulty. He says that, he said, good morning, I hope you're doing well. Please don't read it publicly. So I respect that.
Okay, then you have to respect that. Yes.
But it's something that we'll talk about when we'll talk about off air. And then also, Alhaji Hamza Pickfarm says, good morning, my brother, we should stop beating around the bush and call a spade a spade. The whole conference was organized to favor one person, and the day of the conference demonstrates the fact what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia did at the day of the conference was nothing but campaigning before the delegates, and this was not fair to the others. My brother, President Akufo-Addo's absence from the conference was deliberate, simply because Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia accused him for the reason why they lost the elections. The coming days will be interested. It will be good to pick your thoughts on the absence of the two, Okay. All right. So, also Simmons from Accra, managing editor of Accra Times. Good morning to you. I hope you're doing very well. Tomorrow we'll look at it. You've drawn my attention to a very important conversation that, time will not allow us to. But I get it. Tomorrow we'll look at it because I come from that part of town as well. I come from the northern part of Ghana. So yes. Now, Sani Saliu says that Salaam Alaikum is good. Honorable Titus Glover used soccer in his analogy. I would do. The preferential treatment given to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is akin to a poster boy in soccer being overly protected by the center referee. There's no same level playing field for all the flag bearers in this race. But let them continue to skew things to favor him. He will be heavily crushed again, this time beyond return. Good morning, Ghana. Sani Saliu sends that message. Now, Kwame Sapong, CEO of the CDD, he's also a health practitioner. He says that I'm listening, he's actually a pharmacist. He says, I'm listening to Honorable Titus Glover and can only say our politicians are funny. Was the late Akwetia MP not found guilty of contempt of court and convicted? Was he ever arrested until the Supreme Court quashed the conviction? Did the minority see anything wrong with that? Was he not going to Parliament and didn't even have a police bodyguard? How was he not arrested? I don't like Kevin Taylor, but the minority are being hypocritical. They, MPP, should remember, he who comes to equity must come with squeaky clean hands. So he cites the Akwetia MP's conviction as a case in point. Anyway, so this one here from okay, all right. Abdul Razak, I've seen your message. Acknowledged, well acknowledged. Thank you so very much. Now this one here from okay. So I'm not going to read this, but but this one I can read. So this one here says, good morning, I am Eben from Kwabenya. Finally the NDC has 2/3 majority in parliament to do good things for Ghanaians. And it says that Abam Papa Abba, the change we voted for would not disappoint us. Greetings to Honorable MC Agbo of Ghana East, TDC Boss Courage, Makafu Nunekweku, and Mr. Kwesi Mens of PSC Tema Shipyard. And it says, good morning. Anyway, perfect submission by Kwesi Pratten with the titles there. He would never go away without saying propaganda. That's coming from Eben in Kwabenya. Now, this one here says that, good morning. Please, we must also look at Atu Asian's case again. Atu Asian's failing health raises urgent questions. Are Ghanaian prisons becoming a place of silent execution? Okay, I don't know about this. But anyway, so I guess that we can end it here because we don't have much time to. Oh, and also my very good friend Imam Mustafa Idrisu of UPSA. Apparently, you are contesting UTAC President 2025, and you're preaching solidarity, service, and strength. Well, I can only wish you well. I think he'll make a fantastic UTAC president. That's UPSA, and I please vote for him. He's a fantastic chap. And yes, okay. So this is where we end today's show. Mr. Ango Kwesi, I want to thank you very much for your time. It's wonderful having you. But whilst you're here, I was trying to see whether I could organize and arrange for a horse to take you home so that you can leave your Kia Cerato for me to drive home, but I've not succeeded. But let's see how next week goes. Maybe I can arrange a brown one.
You should place a call to Kennedy Japan.
Yes, to lend us one of his horses.
Actually, I prefer the white horse.
That one looks more fed.
No, but that's the kind of horse I ride traditionally when I go to Tamale.
Oh, really?
Yes, I ride the white horse.
I didn't know you're good at riding a horse.
Well, I'm not good at riding a horse. But you
can ride a horse.
But when I get into the regalia,
okay,
there are about 6 people who control the horse.
Oh, I see. That's interesting.
Yes.
That's the other side of one could see that we don't know.
About 6 people actually control the horse and make sure that it doesn't throw me down.
No. We need you alive. We beg. Yeah. Anyway.
Chalemoro. Yeah, thank you very much for the invitation.
Yes.
I look forward.
I hope it's not going to get flash in the pan. I beg you.
Oh, Wednesday. Normally Wednesdays is for me and my big brother. So, so long as if you alternate, I don't have a problem.
Yes. Because
this media work we started way back.
Right.
Way back. So
right.
We have to come and support for God and country.
Yes.
So
for God and country.
Have a blissful week.
Okay. Thank you. And then have a good day too, sir.
That's shouted. Let them enter. Let them enter. You. And the former Minister for Interior, and my good friend and brother, the former Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, and also Honorable Kandapa, the 4 of you, I follow you from outside here on that fateful day, and I dove my cap for Honorable Kandapa when he shouted, "Don't let them enter, don't let them enter, don't let them enter." You shouted, "Let them enter, let them enter, let them enter." And they entered. That I am not a coward. I can never be a coward, otherwise I cannot go home. He knows where I come from. And let me tell you, you have no evidence. Thank you. Not a single shred of evidence. And I want him to withdraw that statement. It's very unfortunate that you will make a statement against Ambrose. He's not here to defend himself. Make a statement against me and I can defend myself. It's wrong. You have no evidence. You heard it. You heard it. It's very unfortunate. Do you even know when the soldiers came? Do you know where I was? Honorable members. When the soldiers came in, do you even know where our that is?
B. In the other side. Now we see heavy military from the army come to the floor of the house, and there seems to be agitation by the NDC caucus legislators. They are really concerned why the army would move here to try to bring tension.
Are you a Ghanaian business ready to conquer new frontiers? From October